I can't believe we start tomorrow. I have just been frantically, doing my procrastination nation and doing my own meal plans behind the scenes. So if you are like, I haven't done anything yet, hopefully this call will set you up for success and easier questions. I know there's been some coming up in the chat. But first, I thought it would be cool for each of us to kind of go around and just share like why you wanted to do this program, because I think it's important and like in the heart of me, I haven't done a full out program with nutrition in a long time. You guys, most of you know, I've done test groups and stuff like that before, but for me, it's been a hot minute since I've like really followed something, and I'm really excited about this. So for me personally, I am more motivated when I know other people are like aligned to why I'm doing this too. So I'll start off by sharing a little bit about why I wanted to do this program, and I'd love for each of you to share if you're able to, or you can put it in the chat if you don't feel comfortable. But to me, these calls are like for us to connect and get to know one another, and I've never done that before with a test group, so I'm excited about it. So if you guys don't know, I actually grew up with a lot of environmental allergies. Got shots for 13 years. It was a big pain in the you know what. Pretty much didn't really resolve anything until I started doing Shakeology regularly and implementing Beachbody nutrition. So that's really when my immune system changed. So I know there's power in like what you fuel your body with. But since the pandemic, I started making like avocado toasts because I live by myself as like a fun thing when I started the pandemic, which was fabulous. And I came up with all these cute little avocado toast things. And now I have like a food sensitivity towards avocado to the point where like I feel like I'm going to get sick if I have it, which is so random and so weird. And so I can just sense, I don't know if it's me getting older or what, but I'm excited to really hone it back in and learn a little bit more about how my body's reacting the way it is. And then also, as you can see, the tequila is still coming out of my Punta Cana skin. So I'm excited to see how my sleep improves as well as my skin with this program. So maybe Noelle, you want to go next since you have already been starting the program and can share a little bit why this is important to you.
Yeah. I wanted to start this program because I just gave birth to my daughter 4 weeks ago tomorrow. And yeah, tomorrow, Monday. And I wanted to kind of like reset, like after, I'm not sure if any of you had kids or not, but like after the baby, I just wanted to kind of refresh and restart. And that's kind of what I've been doing the last 2 weeks. So I can't control anything but nutrition right now. I started 2 weeks ago, and I have found that it's helped with my skin. After I had my son, my skin went crazy and all the things kind of happened. So I found that it's definitely helped so far with my postpartum. Now, mind you, it's only 2 weeks in, and I'm only 4 weeks postpartum, but I definitely, for not sleeping a whole lot, my skin doesn't look absolutely terrible. So I'm going to say it's definitely due to the nutrition, and it's definitely helped with aiding the baby weight loss. I gained a total of 28 pounds with my baby, and I have already lost 22 pounds in the last 4 weeks. So I think that this has definitely helped like hone in so that way I can start this year fresh.
Damn.
So
Wild freaking down, right? If Noelle can do it, none of us have an excuse. That's all I can say. If you guys aren't, if you haven't seen in the hub, she's shared her progress photos and stuff, and not just progress photos of her body, but actually of her face. So if you haven't already, definitely make sure you take a selfie, and we'll talk about that as we go through. I won't get into that so deep, but I think that's just so cool that there's a nutrition program that you can do postpartum and she's not even doing the workouts yet. Like freaking phenomenal, and so proud of you. All right, who wants to go next? Why did this program speak to you? What are you excited about? Katie, I know you're going on mute.
Yeah, I'll go. Hi everyone, I'm Katie. So I'm similar to Danielle. Like it's been a long since 2017, actually, when I first started with Beachbody, that I've stuck to a nutrition program. And I had phenomenal results that first time around. So this gut protocol specifically spoke to me because I for the last 3 to 4 years have been dealing with acne issues with my skin, changes in my sleep behavior. And I've kind of gotten into more research with gut how of an important role that plays in all of that, food sensitivities, things like that. So when this came along, I kind of, I've dabbled with my food sensitivities, taken stuff out, brought it back in. But ultimately, I figured this was a good way to kind of just reset everything and kind of give my body a fresh start. And then maybe actually try to stick to some things that some foods I shouldn't be eating, or what I realized is actually might be the root cause of my issues, and try to move forward from there. So I saw it as an opportunity.
Love it. Thanks for sharing. Who's going next? Julia, go for it.
Yeah, I figured I should just follow off of that because mine sounds really similar. I also haven't stuck to nutrition program in a long time. And back in, I guess, late 2021, I did my own kind of like food sensitivity journey. And it's hard to do this on your own. So I was kind of excited to be back in this group mentality where other people are going to be going through it with me, bounce ideas off each other, answer questions, support each other in the hard times. So I'm really excited to do all this with you guys.
Yes, so true. Who wants to go next? Lauren, I see you smiling.
I'll go. So I joined Beachbody. I'm not a coach or anything. In the end of October, I think. I haven't done a nutrition program yet, so I'm a little nervous. Don't really know how the containers work and everything. But I have had food sensitivity since I was in 5th grade. So that was a very long time ago. And I go through phases, like one day carrots can bother me, the next week they'll be fine. And it's just like random things that'll bother me here and there. And it's every so often, like I'll go through phases when I can't have gluten, and I know I really just need to cut it out completely because I know I know the signs and symptoms of what it does to me. And it's gotten to the point where I just got sick of going to the doctors because it was something different every single time I went. So I just stopped going and just learned how to deal with the pain. And when I heard about this, I decided that I really needed to jump into it and do this group with you guys, even though I was in the middle of another program. So I'm stopping that program and I'm going to finish that after the 4 weeks for everybody in Gut Protocol.
Awesome. So you'll definitely probably have some insights to share with the group on like how things affect you. And I would definitely welcome you to do that on a regular basis. And that's a good point to all of us to have some sort of journal, whether that's like a notepad in your phone or something you carry around, so that you start connecting those dots of like, oh, I ate this and felt this way. Because sometimes it is like very subconscious or like low key, but then other times it's like, whoa, this certain vegetable that's so random, really, like I told you guys about avocado with me, so random, freaking loved it, totally fine my whole entire life until I'm in my 30s. So excited that you're here, and we can definitely walk through some of the containers and stuff, because it's a mixed bag in this group. Like some of us have done Portion Fix and things like that, but like you've heard, most of them haven't done this in a couple of years either. So you're not alone, and it's new to all of us as well. Like I've been leaning on Noelle some because she started first, so it's new to me too. So you're in the same boat. We all got each other. All right, Alice, I can see you. Are you able to share?
What brought me to this program specifically was the low impact workouts, because I have very bad knees, and various programs start off really well for me. And then I just get to a point and my body's like, nope, can't do it. So I just stop. And the pandemic really, I gained about maybe between 20 and 30 pounds in the past 2.5 years. So the gut health thing, I'm hoping will figure out my migraines, I
Mm,
was thinking it's all just related to my cycle. But now that I've been keeping track of my migraines, it's not always about that because I'm finding it in various places each month. So I'm hoping that along with the low impact, it'll get me right back to, you know, me wanting to work out and just boosting my self-confidence. Like, hey, listen, I actually really can do this.
love that. Thank you for sharing. And I love how everybody's like focus is different. I think that's so cool. Kaylee, Melanie, Jamie, or Katie, are you able to share a little bit about what excites you about this program? And if not, we can keep it moving. Or you
I
guys,
can share. I
Go
got to keep my video off because little one's in the tub. Can you guys hear me okay?
no worries, you're good, Mel.
Um, so I have been struggling with back issues for a while. I was in a nasty accident back in 2012, but had some kind of what seemed like a relapse at first, about 3 months ago, and I've been in PT ever since. So that's why I've kind of been in and out of the group since then, because I can't really figure it out. So, one of Danielle's things she always says is you can always do something. And I always hear that, but don't always execute it. So to me, committing to this program is executing it. Even if it's not perfect, making a shift in my nutrition is something I haven't done in probably about 5 years either. I've been loosely following UPF for probably about 5 years or so. And I think I'm just so used to it at this point that I was used to it when I was able to work out as heavily as we were when we were doing other programs and other launch groups and things like that. So, the little 20% I wasn't following it was okay because we were working out heavily, but take that away and a lot changes with the way you feel, the way you look, the way you feel about the way you look. So I'm excited about this being more so nutrition and focus on things that I know I can do, even while I am trying to figure out what's going on with my back.
Love it. So, so true. I think we all kind of let nutrition slide under the radar when we get into new fitness programs. All right. Anybody else? Katie, go for it.
Sorry, my allergies are killing me, so I apologize for the scratchy voice here. But I have psoriasis, so an autoimmune disorder, and it manifests itself the way I get the flares, but at the same time, when it's under control, I don't have as many stomach issues. But when I eat like crap, and when it's not under control, I have a ton of stomach issues. And a sister disease of psoriasis is celiac, which I've been tested for. I don't have, but I went and did a food sensitivity test about a year ago, and totally expected it to come back as gluten, but it's actually wheat that I have a sensitivity to, along with I think like 10 other things, including almonds. So that's why I've had a lot of questions about like oat milk and cashew milk and things like that. But I mean, while knowledge is power, it's not anything if you do nothing with it. And that's kind of where I've been, is because it's like, it's tolerable. I'm used to it. I'm used to having stomach issues and things like that. So I'm really excited to kind of buckle in and do this with everybody from that standpoint, to say, hey, get back to feeling good from the inside, because, I know when I ate better, I had people stop me that I work with and they were like, you were glowing at this point. And I think we can all say, hey, that's the next, that, eating healthy and all those things from the inside out are huge for your body. And I think we've seen it. If anybody's watched any of Autumn's stories or anything like that, like even people that are on like days 2 and 3, and I think Noelle like just posted like her eye difference this week, is like, we're going to see that change as well. And I'm excited to just kind of get back to those things and feeling that way.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Kaylee, Jamie, or Kayla, anyone else want to share before we move on? Okay. If you guys want to put in the chat, you can totally do that too. All right, so I wanted to do some housekeeping reminders for you real quick. And if you haven't done them, which I know that everybody on this call hasn't, except for Noelle, is to take your before photos and post them in the Hub photo album. And I know you're all sitting there cringing, like, damn it, Danielle, you got me. But here's the deal. I went and did it this morning because I knew I couldn't ask y'all to do it if I wasn't doing it. Nothing is shared outside of the Hub without permission, ever. So what's going to happen is you're going to hate the photos you take this week, because we're all at a point that, maybe we're not so happy with ourselves, and that's okay. That's why you're here, right? I think we all heard it. We all have things we want to improve, and that's why we're doing this test group. But take the photo. It makes me so mad when someone comes to me like week 1 and they're like, oh, I lost 5 pounds or whatever. And I'm like, cool. Like, let's see your progress photos. And they're like, I didn't take it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're missing out on so many things, because this is what happens. We as women are so critical on ourselves that if you don't see a number change on the scale, you freak the F out. Sorry if there's kids, plug your ears. I'll try to do my best. You freak out. But what happens is with photos, I'll post something and Noelle will comment and like recognize something I didn't even see in the 2 photos as massive progress. So that's also the reason that I did this last week too, is you need to measure. You need to measure on this program. You can't just get on the scale and use that as your only number, because the scale is BS, guys. It's just a measure against gravity. And this happens with every program we do. People don't listen to me, and then I get a little sassy and I'm like, your progress photos are freaking phenomenal. What are the inches lost that you have? And you're like, I don't know. And I'm like, so also the reason behind that is they do a tank top giveaway for completing the program. So you need to upload your measurements and your photos to Beachbody to get the tank top. So there's a little incentive behind there. So take the damn photos, upload them in the album. You did this test group because you all wanted to do it with the team. We're all here to support one another. There's no judgment whatsoever. I don't care what you wear or what your hair looks like or any of that stuff. Just take it like it's for a reason. And there's so many people on this call that they're like, I'll post my like first before photo too in the chat so you guys can see. I wasn't always how I am today either. And like, I think of Katie has had massive change in her body. Julia's had huge transformation. Like there's been people on this team that have had, and Melanie too, like huge, look like a totally different person. And so that's my photo rant. I'm going to get off the podium, but take the photo, post it in the Hub, do it for yourself because you're going all in.
Can I say something on the photos?
What was that?
Can I say something about photos?
Yeah.
I regret not taking my very first photos when I got started. The first photos I took, I was already down 20 pounds. And I knew it, the scale knew it, like I knew it based on all the way the clothes were fitting. But I seriously, now looking back, regret not having those photos of truly where I started. So, as somebody, another opinion is like, as much as you don't want to take them, just do it, because as you continue to progress through this journey and especially through this program, you're really going to want them, because even after this program, you're going to want to compare where you started one day. And I seriously regret not having them.
Yep. Prime example. She's kicking herself more than I'm kicking her. All right. So I figured tonight we would mostly talk about nutrition, because I think that's where most of us are like, this is a huge learning curve. This is very different than what I've done before. So I wanted to open it up to like any specific questions you guys have. Otherwise, I can go through and kind of share. I thank you to Katie for sharing that Excel document. It's in the Hub. And also I think she shared it in the group chat. I went through and I can show you guys, like I spent 10 minutes before this call and already filled out half of it for the entire week, like very easily. So but I figured I'd open it up to like specific questions you guys have or want to talk about first. Go for it, Julia.
Yeah, I have a question more so about I know there's like a lot of different styles for how you guys can like eat your food and when time of day and this and that. And I was kind of liking Autumn's breakdown where she did like a meal and a snack and a meal and a snack, just because that kind of has worked for me in the past. It kind of drags your food out throughout the day. But for people who wake up really early and do their workouts, I wasn't sure if you all were thinking about doing like food before your workout and then like something a little bit later in the morning, or what people were thinking about doing. Because I definitely don't want to run into a situation where I hit like 5 o'clock and I'm starving because I already breezed through all my food for the day.
I can give you my opinion and then we can dive into it, which is also a good segue and reminder because we haven't talked about this. Supplements, whether you have the 4-week gut protocol ones or you had to get other ones because they were sold out, make sure that you, and actually ask Katie if we can add a line to her Excel doc, because I feel like we're going to forget these because it's something new. So just a reminder that the small container, you take 1 capsule once a day, 30 minutes before a meal. So I would say like before breakfast. And then for this guy, you're taking 2, 3 times a day. So before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner. That's just something that's new, but it's there for a reason to help you digest your food. As far as like the timing, personally for me, I'm still doing performance lines. So I'm still drinking Energize before my workout. I'm still having a recover after my workout. I'm not someone that typically likes to eat before my workout, and I do it pretty early in the morning. So I usually pan it out anyways in my normal life to like do my workout at like whatever 6:37, get ready and such. And then I'm not having my shake until like almost 9. So that kind of bridges the gap to get to lunch or maybe fit a snack in with the shake. I am following what Julia's talking about, the like breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, however that's broken down in the meal plan stuff. Clearly I'm still learning with you guys too. But I don't think that you have to put the pressure on yourself to like do time nutrition with this either, if that makes sense. I think the main premise behind it is to make sure your supplements are timed with your meals. I know you have a sleeping baby, Noelle, but I didn't know if you have anything else you wanted to add along with that. Totally okay if you can't.
Or she could sleep through anything. She has an older brother. It's never quiet here.
True.
So I get up pretty early, and I found that obviously I'm not working out yet, but I found that it worked for me before, because I've done the containers for probably the last 3 years, that I would split up my morning workout or meal. So if you do like eating beforehand, I would just eat maybe like your protein first and then your vegetable, and then have your carb after. That's always been pretty helpful for me, but I always end up saving a fruit because obviously I get up early with her. So our mornings start pretty early and I am hungry pretty early. But I do the same thing. I do meal, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, and then I always save an extra fruit at the end of the day. That way, if you are hungry, at least you have something kind of sweet at the end of your night. But that's what's worked for me, for us.
Yep. Yeah, Melanie, I'm doing the same thing on my meal plan. She said the breakfast snack alternating helps get her through the long days. And I'm doing that too. I can show you guys on my meal plan I have. I'm saving a half a fruit and like 2 scoops of peanut butter for the end of the day after dinner, because I'm a total sweets lover and like I need something sweet at the end of the day. So that's something you could do as well. And then Julia was saying you would take 3 at breakfast, right? So yeah, this is the one you take once a day. And then this is the one you take 2 before each main meal. So like for breakfast, you would take 3. Yes, that's correct. Any other insights to that or how you guys are thinking about it? What else you got? I know Melanie was asking about condiments in the Instagram thread. And so I actually would challenge each of you to pick something new that maybe you've never tried if you haven't been to the grocery store yet. For me, I actually saw at Trader Joe's kimchi, and I have no idea if I'm going to like it, but it is on the fermented foods list. So it is a free food. And I'm kind of seeing it as like I can mix it in with stir fry or something like that to maybe spice it up. I think for me, the hardest thing going through this is cooking most of the vegetables week one. So that's something that Autumn wants you to try to do with this week specifically, because it's going to help you digest the amount of veggies and stuff that you're getting in. I don't like cooked vegetables as much, so that is challenging for me. Also, I don't know if anyone's gone through the yellow container A list. That is very difficult for me to hit. And I don't know if anyone has any suggestions on that, because so what I did is I printed out the food list and I highlighted things I liked, kind of like we were talking about in the Instagram chat. And that's how I'm kind of pairing my meals together. But like the only things I like on that list is rice and oatmeal, which is kind of, So any insights into that would be wonderful.
Danielle, I've been eating oats every morning for the last 2 weeks, and it's honestly like kind of become a morning staple. And my husband's now eating it too, so it's not terrible. But you can always change up your oats.
Yeah, the oatmeal I'm not too worried about. It's like rice isn't like high on my list of carbs, so that it's like, well, you're gonna have oatmeal twice a day then. I am a breakfast lover, but
And I'm not a big oatmeal lover, so if anybody has like bomb oatmeal recipes, drop them in the hub, or like overnight oats if those are allowed. I'm not sure. I know they usually have a lot of milk in them and stuff. But yeah.
But yeah, you can do, Julia, you can do
Autumn has a couple overnight oats recipes that I've seen. I'm assuming she's using like coconut milk or something instead of regular milk. I don't love oatmeal either. The texture bothers me. So that'll be an adjustment.
yeah, under
My
the
daughter,
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay, Molly. Go for it.
My daughter is clearly listening in because she's in the bathtub and she says, tell your friends that oat balls are an oatmeal recipe too. Energy bite.
That's a good idea to like mix it with Shakeology kind of. See, even
Yeah.
the little ones are giving us ideas.
Good job, Hayden.
Good job, Hayden.
We do need them a lot of times. Yes, we do.
That's a really good point. As like a snack you could kind of do like half a Shakeology scoop, and that could be another option. Under the teaspoons, you can do unsweetened almond milk, unsweetened coconut milk, unsweetened cashew milk, unsweetened macadamia nut milk. So any of those should work for your overnight oats as well. What else, guys? What are you nervous about?
I'd have to kind of figure out how it would count container wise, but I do have like a clean eating banana oatmeal muffin recipe. It would probably count as more of more of a yellow than anything else, but it's oats, mashed bananas, honey, vanilla, and eggs. So it's all completely clean stuff that would be allowed. It would probably just mainly count as a yellow because of the fact that there's not as much fruit in it.
Yeah, so under the yellow B is Fixate banana oat pancakes. That's probably really similar to what you're talking about, but you got to watch the honey. I don't think that honey is allowed. I haven't seen it on a list. Noel, correct me?
You can have it, but you can only have, I think, a half a teaspoon a day. So it's under, like, if you go to the coffee page, it's kind of like one of those things that they say only use sparingly because of the amount of sugars you're allowed to have.
Yeah, they
but
said
it's
something
kind of
about
buried
putting
in
in
there.
maple syrup for like sparingly using for sweeteners.
On the coffee page, the maple syrup and the honey.
I didn't print that page out because I don't drink coffee. So thanks, guys.
In something like a recipe that would make like a bunch of stuff, like a batch of muffins or like a batch of, 6 to 10 or 12 pancakes, it would probably be okay. Because by the time you divide even a quarter cup of honey into 12 muffins, you're basically at next to nothing anyway.
Yeah, and you can do the fixate chocolate chip cookies. You're allowed to have a treat 3 times a week, I believe, and that definitely has it in there. So that's another option. What other questions do you guys have, or are you nervous about?
I know you brought this up last week, Danielle, but it is a really good reminder. If you don't traditionally eat this kind of way, you will most likely get a headache this week. I do eat pretty on par to Portion Fix, but obviously my body's getting used to being post baby, so I got pretty bad migraines the first 2 weeks. Obviously, there's other things happening with me other than just eating differently, but if you're changing your way you're eating, just be prepared. You might get a little bit of a headache this week.
Yeah, and I think going into this week is remembering you have to kind of balance your mindset, because I've already been playing games in my mind. I have my sister's 30th birthday and I have a bridal shower next weekend. So I'm already in my head well, maybe it's okay if I just do XYZ, and I'm staying at my sister's house, so I only have control over so much. But then it's checking yourself, giving yourself grace, and knowing that you'll probably mess something up this week and it's going to be okay. I am already finding myself flying through these, reminding myself, okay, what goes where, and that sort of thing. So the more you guys can have your plan in place that you can reference on a regular basis, that makes it easy for yourself, or cut up the veggies and portion it out already, so it's just a grab and go thing. So you're not in an instance where you're shit, I have nothing prepped. I totally missed the ball. I'm starving. This is terrible. The goal of this is not to torture yourself, but also understanding that you're probably going to mess up sometime this week because it's new, and it doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't mean you stop the program. It doesn't mean that you just throw it away and eat 5 million chocolate chip cookies. That's not what we're here for, right? So I want you guys to really identify in the group chat, what are the obstacles you have this week, and how can you set yourself up for success in those instances? I fully already plan to accept holding a glass of champagne and probably putting it down. Why? Because I don't need to have that. It's not I did 80-day obsession all out, didn't drink alcohol, except for I flew back for the Eagles parade when they won the Super Bowl. That's a historic event that may never happen again. So damn right, I had a glass of wine at the parade. If you're not having your own bridal shower during these 4 weeks, I think we can all stick to the program. Can we not? You know what I mean? So you have to kind of check yourself. I was talking to Jessica Adams too, and she was saying how she was going into this with the mindset of oh, it's okay if I have a drink or two on the weekend. But she actually felt so good her first week, she didn't even want to. So I think the mindset you go into this week is so, so important, and leaning into the message pod when you're having moments of weakness or questioning or wondering what the heck to do is so, so important. I don't know if anyone else wanted to add to that or share things that they're kind of nervous about over the 4 weeks.
Yeah, my sister's having her bridal brunch this weekend as well. So similar situation. There's gonna be lots of yummy things and a mimosa bar, and okay, well, just staying away from that. And she's gonna have fruits and things there that I can eat. So already thinking about, okay, what can I eat that's actually going to be there? And that's going to involve me going out of town and staying with my parents for the weekend as well. So probably going to bring some food and snacks and stuff so that I have something on hand that will fit.
You can message me anytime, Kaylee, because we're on the same schedule, girl. Get your shake in before you go, and bring the extra veggies with you. It's
Yes.
I think half the battle is you're not weird for saying no.
Yeah.
Right. like you're just doing something for your body for 4 weeks, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like that's why your why has to be strong, and why I wanted to talk about mindset tonight with you guys.
Hi guys. I had kind of a question, or what are you guys' thoughts? Because my daughter's like super picky, and so I think what I'll honestly have to do is just make like another meal for her for like dinners and stuff. Unless Noelle, you've like done things. I don't know if you have other kiddos too, but like other things for meals that maybe kids may like too. So that's my struggle or my worry.
I'll let Noel go.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old. He's also quite picky, so I've tried to save like the proteins I know he'll eat for dinner. So like ground turkey, I've made like a meatloaf version that I know he'll eat, or like the chicken. I've saved ground chicken, and I've made like chicken burgers or things like that. He has like one vegetable that he'll eat, and it's broccoli. So I've tried to save broccoli for dinner or things along those lines. Or honestly, sometimes I just have to make him like chicken nuggets and French fries and just call it a night, right? Like, or I save my fruit for him. So we've been actually having our fruit at night, and I've gotten him to, my snack is like a dark chocolate treat. So we'll have like dark chocolate and strawberries together, and like that's like our treat together. But that's what's worked for us. But yeah, sometimes I just have to give him the only thing he'll eat. But he does actually really enjoy our Shakeology shakes, which I know he's 3 and he's not supposed to. So I just give him a little bit, but it makes him feel like he's
A part of
like
it.
doing it with us. Yeah. So he seems to really like that.
Priya loves those too, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, I probably shouldn't be giving this to you, but here you go.
Thanks, Noelle.
I'm sure there's way worse things on the shelves of the grocery store, like totally fine. Melanie, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so this is Hayden. She's 4. We usually just kind of end up making like different versions, I guess, of what we're making. Like, because I mean, obviously, I don't know. I feel like when you have kids this age, they're all just picky. Like, let's just call it what it is. So if we're making tacos, she won't eat a taco altogether. But then she'll eat the meat separate, from the cheese and the tortilla separate. Or when I made those gyro turkey meatballs the other day, she didn't like it as a meatball, but if I had just left some ground turkey on the side, she would have eaten the turkey, with the rice and with the cucumber salad. So I think it's just like, and I agree, like that's one of my, I guess, hurdles I'm having to think about right now. Like as I'm putting together our grocery list and grocery order for the week, I'm kind of like, I don't do a lot of the cooking these days because I don't get home until 7 most nights. So I'm having to kind of think about, I might just have to prep my own food and the family might have to eat some other stuff instead. So I think it's all just kind of figuring out how it's going to work best for you and your family based on your own, I guess, way of doing things and routine.
Yeah, and it's all about learning things too, right? Like maybe you expose them to something new that you might not know about if you make it a routine and you make it fun, because that's what half the battle is. So I was also going to recommend like doing one of the Fixate recipes for your dinners, as those are kind of more like aligned to what maybe you'd have in general. So y'all can do it. You're not alone. So lean into each other and share the things that are working for you as you're making them too. One thing that Kayla asked, that she's never done Shakeology before, and she's curious if she can make it before she leaves for school. I'm guessing she's a teacher, and let it be for a few hours. So the rule of thumb with Shakeology is try to drink it as soon as you make it. Is it going to kill you if you let it sit for a little bit? No. What I would personally recommend is possibly, some people don't like this, but I've done it plenty of times when I've traveled just because I know it makes me feel good, is like bringing the almond milk or the water separate and then just pouring your Shaco packet or scoop from your container or whatever in it right before you want to drink it at school. So then it's just like literally you're just like pouring in a bottle, shake, drink. If you're someone that has to blend it and you want it to stay, like I said, ideally you don't want to wait like 3 to 4 hours to drink it. it's not going to kill you if you do, but I would recommend like putting it in some sort of cooler or something so that it stays cold. I don't know if anyone else has had their shake. Like, I know most of us have it on the go, like driving to work or something like that. But I don't know if anyone else typically makes theirs and like saves it.
Sometimes I'll make mine in the morning and won't have it till like 10. So, and that works for me. I like just, mix ice with it and stuff and then shake it again. So it's been fine.
Yep.
I've made mine because I work in a hospital, so I leave very early in the morning. So, and I live an hour away. So I'll make mine at like 5 o'clock in the morning, have it in a cooler, put it in the fridge when I get to work. And I don't drink it until like sometimes 6 or 7 o'clock that night. Just so I have something healthy and I'm not going to like fast food
Yep.
after work. So
There's your answer, Kayla. You can totally do it.
And I have a question. I couldn't find it in the Facebook group, but does anyone have any suggestions on supplements to use because they sold out so fast?
Yeah, I'll share it again. Well, you're not in the Instagram chat. Are you on Instagram, Lauren?
Yeah.
Put your handle in the chat and I'll add you to it. There's a graphic of alternate supplements that I sent out. Obviously, as soon as the regular ones are available, I'll let you guys know. They just had so many people interested, but you can totally order off Amazon. Some other options, you just have to specifically look at the ingredients, and there's a few things that you need to make sure that they have, because like in Canada, they don't approve these yet through whatever their FDA equivalent is. So like everybody in Canada and UK and stuff has to do the same thing. So I will make sure you're added to that group chat. And if anyone else isn't in it, let me know and I can add you.
Thank you.
What else you guys got? Did you guys want me to show you Katie's Excel she put together, or are you good? You have like everything good with your meal plans, or if you made your own and like love it, totally share it, because I think sometimes it's just nice to see like what other people are doing. You guys are good? Week 1. I don't want to keep you longer than you need. Awesome. Well, next week we'll connect. Oh, go for it. Who's talking?
The only thing I was going to say with the spreadsheet is it has those boxes under every meal. If you put in the number of containers that meal has, it'll add it all up at the top for you automatically, so you can keep up with everything.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm not sure who the Zoom user is, so I'm happy to add you to the group chat, but I don't know who you are. I know you just sent me a message. All right, guys. Well, I don't think I had anything else. I think it's really just knowing that this week's going to be trial and error. And you're probably going to have some snacks or meals where you have like weird containers together, and that's okay. But do your best, go into it with a good mindset. Highly, highly recommend, if you are not reading or listening to anything on a daily basis, like make that part of your routine, just like getting on Zoom for your workouts, right? And logging them in the bod groups, right? Look, these are all tools, right? They're tools that work. So over the last 7.5 years, I will tell you, the women that are most consistent, that stick with their routines, that feel healthy, they do these things, myself included. And so they're there for a reason, not to like make you feel bad. It's here because we love you guys and we want to be connected. And so that you're not on an island and you're not freaking out because you had chocolate chip cookie. I'm not saying go into your Monday morning thinking like that, but like, that's why these community tools are here. And so I really encourage you guys to lean into them. I know it might seem like a lot, especially if you're new and watching this recording, but that's what your coach is here for too. That's what these women on this team are here for you guys to do it together. And I'm just as nervous as you. I'm going to be going through these pages like, wait, what container is this again? So that would be my last thing, is bring your containers if you're going to work, or make sure things are portioned out tonight so that tomorrow morning you're not freaking out and wondering what goes where and what you need to bring and all. Like, that's not a good look. Sit down tonight, get off this call. Don't forget, coaches, we have Amanda as a guest speaker. So I want to give you guys a couple of minutes to take a break, go put your little ones to bed. And if you want to hop on our 8 o'clock call and learn from one of our mamas, would love to have you guys back. But awesome, guys. I'm excited to kick off, and I can't wait to see you on Zoom with your before photos loaded and logging in the bod groups, going 1-for-1 tomorrow. Cool. All right, guys, bring on day one. Super proud of you. And I'll see y'all at 8 too, if you're staying on. I'm going to end the call and then restart it. So I'll see you guys at 8 if you're hopping back on. Bye, guys.